let's say you're spending $10 a day, your cost per lead is $2, you're going to get 5 people a day, right? In 30 days, you're going to get 150 people. So
Just math.
It's just math. That's literally it. And that's how I approach advertising with everything is like, if your goal is this, let's like figure out how much it's going to cost to acquire, because that's how you run a business.
Hey guys, welcome back. Mike Wood, and I'm here with Be What Works Weekly, and I've got Megan Shields with us today. We're going to talk, I'll spill the beans. We're going to talk about Facebook ads. So Megan, who are you and what is it you do?
Yes, the so deep question of who am I? So I will be short on that one. But what I do is I'm the CEO of Chime House Media. We specialize in Facebook and Instagram advertising. So we work with business owners that want to get more leads, sales, visibility in their business using strategic Facebook marketing. So that's what I do. Who I am
Yeah,
is,
let's get it.
that's much deeper. I'm an only child. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm married. I have 2 Boston Terriers. I love wine and cheese. And yeah, that's me.
I love that. Well, let me ask you this. How did you find yourself in this business? Because you're in the marketing business, right? How'd you
Yeah,
get
it's
there?
actually a little bit of a longer story. So my background actually is in financial services. So I originally was a financial professional, building a book of business. And then in that industry, it's very like old school marketing, right? So they're like, knock on doors and make luggage tags for people. And I'm like, at that time, I'm like a 24-year-old girl in Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get like killed here. So like, I'm not doing that. Not knocking on doors, whatever. And so I actually took to using the online space, predominantly LinkedIn, because like with compliance and the licenses I held, I wasn't able to really like go all in on like crazy stuff. So I used LinkedIn to build my book of business, and had a lot of success with that. And then ended up moving into the firm and being a partner at the firm, and then building and growing my own sales teams. And so in that time, I kind of became like the LinkedIn girl, teaching people like how to leverage these online platforms to grow their business for business development, and not in like a content marketing way, but in like how to reach out, not be creepy, and get people to actually meet with you so you can tell them what they do, what you do, and get them
Right.
as a client kind of way.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when that was in Cleveland, and then in 2019 we decided to move to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I switched firms. Which, long story short, it was just a strategic move, so I had more flexibility in my contract to do more stuff. And so when I joined that firm, the same thing kind of happened where they're like, how are you bringing in like all these people? How are you having all these appointments? How are you having all these recruiting conversations? And I'm like, I'm using LinkedIn. Have you not heard of it? And so then I like kind of became the LinkedIn girl for that office as well. They're like, well, can you work with our marketing team? Can you teach people? Can you do this? And so in COVID, I decided to, because I made that strategic move where I had a more flexible contract, I was like, well, what if I started something on the side where I'm just teaching people really how to leverage this platform? And that's kind of how Chime House began. And then that sort of skyrocketed because I actually ironically got served a Facebook ad about starting a digital marketing business.
Yes.
I know, it's very meta. And so then I bought a course on how to do Facebook and Instagram ads. And so I was like, well, if I understand LinkedIn, I understand Facebook and Instagram, from this way, not from a consumer, then I can really offer a more robust service platform for businesses and where they're at. Obviously, this was like pre-TikTok and Clubhouse, RIP. And so like those were the predominant platforms, right, where people were. And that's really kind of how it started. And so I did the LinkedIn thing probably for like the first year, but the ad space just really took off because it was COVID, and like everybody was either like, shit, I need to get online, or I need to like really beef up my online presence and really start advertising. And so we really started focusing on Meta, Facebook and Instagram at that time. And that's predominantly what we're doing now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bit of a long story, but thanks for going on the journey with me.
It's perfect because you went through the path that people in our industry, if they were to do the same thing, would go, wow, I have friends, they rely on Facebook ads. I know a couple of people that lean into LinkedIn, and the people that I talk to say LinkedIn is still the most open space that you could use. On the real estate agent side, they typically post, hey, I just sold a house. Hey, do you want my buyer packet? Things like that. So would you mind sharing a couple of things that you did on LinkedIn where you said, wow, this is something that I absolutely have to do?
Yeah. So, one of the things I'll say is like it's a very different space now than when I was using LinkedIn before. So, when I started using LinkedIn, I was doing everything manually. And really, my whole thing was like I was going through people's profiles. And now I don't know what all the limits are nowadays because, like, with LinkedIn Premium and stuff, it's very different. I think it was much more liberal before. Like, you could do a lot more. Now, on the paid plan, they're kind of like squeezing you. You know what I mean?
And it's not cheap.
Um, no, it's not,
It's
and so,
not.
like, I'll preface it with, like, some of the things I might say might not be within the free platform
Sure,
anymore.
sure.
Um, but what I was doing is, like, I was literally looking at people's profiles. So at that time, what I was really trying to sell was, like, 401k rollovers. So I wanted to find
Right,
people who left their job
right.
and we're gonna retire and, like, move that money. And so I would LinkedIn's a great place to see people's job history, and so, like, I would
Yes,
look through and really find those ideal people, and then I would reach out to them, connect with them, and just, like, offer a conversation meeting. That's still the way that I approach LinkedIn now. Back then, I also used, like, an automation tool, which now I don't think I would use because, like, LinkedIn is so full of just automated bots and
yeah,
spam. And
yeah,
people like it's crazy because obviously been on the platform for a really long time. And like now when I'm in there, it's just like my inbox is like, hey, do you want a gajillion leads? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm a miracle worker. And, I'm just like, whatever.
that's the
Santa's
best.
real. It's just like,
Right,
whatever, it's crazy and it's annoying. And so like now you have to be even more authentic than ever to like cut through the noise and get somebody to actually reply to you.
right.
But I'm still doing the same exact thing that like I did before was just like sending an authentic message where I'm just like, "Hey, like, it looks like we either know the same people." So if there's a mutual connection, I always mention the mutual connection, whether it's a person, maybe it's a school, maybe it's a path of experience that we share, something like that. Find that connection. And I'm like, hey, I'd love to learn more about what you do. It looks like maybe we have some overlap in who we serve because I tend to reach out to a lot of people for like strategic partnerships. So I'm like, we have some overlap in the clients that we serve. I'd love to talk to you, about what you're doing, share with you what I'm doing, like see how we can support one each other. And like that's literally, or support one another. And that's literally like the path I take is just like authentic conversations. Like I'm trying to automate everything and like pump my thing through full of leads. Like I don't have time to be on 1,000 calls. I don't want to talk to people I don't want to talk to. So that's kind of how I do it is just like reach out to the people that you want to talk to. Don't be weird. Um, and try to find some sort of mutual connection to
To
like,
find weird.
prove you're not weird. Right. Yeah.
No, it's,
Yeah.
that was probably the biggest frustration with LinkedIn was you'd get a lot of requests for connection, and you try to vet them as best you can. "Oh, I see what you're doing. You're just gonna sell me something, blah, blah, blah," and some
Yeah.
of them have legit jobs and seem like real people, and as soon as you hit accept, there's an inbox message that is, "Hey, Mike, been," and you're like, "Oh, you're selling me. You're selling this is fake. This," I get it. The trigger was me accepting it, and now all of
Mhm.
a sudden your workflow is going. Um,
Mhm.
but basically what you stated were 2 things, and they're my favorite because it's they are tactics used to build rapport, and they work online, but they also work in real life, which is, "Hey, you and I have something in common." I've got a buddy
Mhm.
who he goes after people that graduated from the same college. He just wants alumni. So and that's the commonality. The second one, which is my favorite because it's I think it's the most authentic, which is, "I notice you do this. How can I help you? Like, can I connect you to somebody? Because the one thing that people are interested in is meeting other people that can help them either raise their business. I'm seeing a lot of people get into the life coach space, and it's like, hey, how's your go out and talk to a bunch of high income, hard driving executives, and go, so how's your marriage and your relationship with your kids? And watch them go. Do you want some help there? Do you want, but basically it's the beginning of a lead funnel, right?
Mhm.
This is the top of the funnel. And then did you find that Meta when you switched over to Meta, did you have to change? Did adapt?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very different platform. And
Yes.
so the LinkedIn thing was like personal outreach, me doing this. When we're talking Meta, like we're talking paid advertising. So it's a completely different. completely different game and how you approach it and what you're doing and what you're doing it for. So yeah, it's completely different than the
'Cause
than LinkedIn.
you've gotta get the viewer to want to reach to you. They gotta click for you.
Right,
It's
like, you
not
need to
you
capture their
going out. Yeah,
attention. Yeah, I mean, technically, it's kind of you going out, but, like, not really, you know what I
not
mean? And it's
really.
like we have to stop the scroll, and you have to think about, the mindset of these different platforms, because that's why content that works on LinkedIn might not work on Instagram and, so on, is like the people are in a different mindset on different like, if you think about where people are when they're on Meta, like, they're on the toilet, they're at Starbucks, like, they're, passively scrolling, they're watching a movie, like, I mean, they're not there that's like, "I'm looking for a solution for this right now." So you have to
Right.
approach it in, like, a different way.
Totally. Well, and then you get to TikTok and it's a totally different, like what places well on TikTok and what plays well on Instagram and LinkedIn. Those are and Facebook. Those four are, and then add YouTube into it. You know,
Mhm.
you can run the same short across all of them and get totally different results.
Yeah. Well, the audiences are different. The audiences and the intent behind the platform are very different, and that's like when people, always kind of ask, like, "What should I be doing?" I'm like, "Well, who are you trying to target?" Is, like, the most important thing when it comes
Yeah.
to business in general. And then where are they? Because that's where you should focus, because your people might not be on TikTok. Like, I'm not on TikTok. I don't have time for that. So it's like,
No.
you know,
No. I
maybe
like
some of my people are on there, but like, not really.
No, TikTok just gives me a bunch of troll comments. The TikTok does not like real estate agents, just FYI. I mean, no
Yeah, that makes
platform is
sense.
like, "Oh, yay, real estate agents." Ooh, finally. Yeah, like
Right.
no platform is, just to be honest with you.
Yeah.
How do you help a client decide who their target, like who the ideal client is?
Well, for the most part, when people come to me, they already have a good idea of like who their ideal client is. Because what paid advertising does is it amplifies what's already working. So if somebody comes to me and it's like they don't have systems, they don't know who they're talking to, they're kind of like, I'm for everybody sort of thing. I'm like, you're going to have a really hard time making paid advertising work for you because like everybody, like literally everybody is on these platforms. Like we're talking billions of people here.
Yeah,
So like we need to be able to have the language, the message, the ads that are going to hit the right person and bring the right person out of the news feed, especially because Meta's changing a bunch of stuff where like the targeting is not the way it used to be, where it's like, I want to target high net worth people that are selling their house. Like it used to be killer for real estate
I
agents.
could
Like it's
pick
not
age.
anymore.
I could pick age, and then
Yes.
I could
Like,
go to geography, and I could say, "Within 50
right.
miles of this city and 50 miles of this city, and here's $20," and it would run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. And you guys are a special ad category, like
Yes.
real estate, finance, like all that stuff. And so it's just getting more difficult, meaning the ad is going to be shown to way more people. So like we need to be specific in who we're talking to. So typically when people come to me, they already know that. So if somebody is thinking about getting into Facebook ads, like I would really hone in on like who are you trying to get in front of, who is your market that you are buying or selling houses for, and hone in on that before you start putting like paid advertising dollars behind.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that, and the other thing is where does that ideal client reside right now? Yeah, like I'm in Reno, Nevada, and a lot of our buyers are coming specifically from 50 miles around Orange County and San Jose. And if I can hit those two markets, that's where they're coming from. So why in the
Yeah,
world would
we
I
have
want to?
tons of friends in California that everybody's like moving to
Right.
Vegas or like Arizona. They're like, I'm out of here. I'm like, all right, don't come to
See,
Charlotte, but enjoy.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
We're
Charlotte's full.
full.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're full.
that's everybody on TikTok for any of my videos that talk about Reno and we got mountains, we got ski resorts. You can golf and ski in the same day, and
Yeah.
everybody's it's hyper local, so everybody is like, "We're full. Sorry, no
Yeah.
more. Can't take you." Quit telling them it's nice. It's crap. Reno's terrible. I'm
Right.
at the point where I'm
We
like, yeah,
hate it
Reno's
here.
terrible. Don't get here. Charlotte's is wonderful. We were there last week. It's a great
Yeah,
little town. I won't move
it
there.
is.
I won't move there. It's okay.
Yeah.
No, no, I
No,
love
we
that.
love it. I mean, we moved here, so it's like, I get it. I
Yeah,
get the allure.
yeah, yeah, I love it. So, what does an average? I'm assuming you help entrepreneurs like myself. I mean, I'm not a large corporation. I'm a small business. What would be an average ad spend on Facebook ads just to get enough people? And for me, I would say, oh, I don't know, 10 a week to click and be willing to submit their information for whatever it is I'm giving them.
Yeah, okay, so you're talking like a free download or something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Of
Yeah,
the best things about Reno, Nevada.
sure. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like when it comes to ad strategy and when I have these conversations with my clients, it's really about like what are you trying to achieve? Because you can do ads for a bunch of different things, but you want to have a goal. So let's say for that instance, like you have a free download of some kind, whether it's about Reno, about real estate, doesn't matter. Real estate in Reno, who cares? So all of my clients are small businesses. I haven't really worked with a lot of large corporations. I've consulted for some, but all of my clients are small businesses, are all service-based businesses. And so when we're talking about ad spend for something like a free download, with that, typically you're going to pay the industry average is like $3 to $5 per subscriber. This year, ad results have been amazing. My clients are getting people opting into free downloads for $1 to $2.
Wow.
So let's keep it super duper duper simple and say if it's $2 per lead, you spend $1,000, you're going to get 500 people. So you can spend that, let's say you're spending $10 a day, your cost per lead is $2, you're going to get 5 people a day, right? In 30 days, you're going to get 150 people.
Just
So
math.
it's just math. That's literally it. And that's how I approach advertising with everything is like, if your goal is this, let's like figure out how much it's going to cost to acquire because that's how you run a business, right? You're not like guessing. And so when it comes to ad spend, you can either spend whatever, let's say that $1,000 and get 100, whatever it was, 500 people in 30 days, or you can spend $1,000 in a week and get the same amount of people. It allows you to
Seems fair.
condense time.
Right.
Um, so all that to say, when it comes down to it, I always have the math conversation, like how many subscribers do you want to add to your list? It's probably going to cost you whatever, $2 a subscriber. Let's math it from there. That's what you should spend.
No, that's perfect. And this is not just a one-time, hey, we're just going to hit it and quit it. This is a continual. So I want 50 subscribers a month. At the end of the year, I've got 600. Some of them have opted out and they've left. But what is there a systematized nurture as soon as they opt in for a lot of the clients?
I always recommend it. Yes, most of my clients have that stuff in place because I do work with a lot of people who are like running sometimes a little bit more sophisticated funnels.
Hmm.
So they have the nurture system, but I always recommend that you have a nurture system and a plan for those people. Like you don't want to just put them on your list and be like, "Great, okay, I have like this thing I'm going to sell coming up in 6 months. I'm going to hit them then." And they're going to be
Yeah.
like, "Who are you? I'm out of here." And so you definitely want to have like a nurture system and you want to have a process in place to keep in front of them, whether it's a newsletter, whatever, but you need to keep nurturing them. And if you're nurturing them into, hey, book a call or nurturing them into whatever it is, like you want to have that rapport continue to be going with
I like
them
that.
for sure.
And when you say there are some real estate agents that are listening, going, "Would you tell me what the system is that automates it?" Because I know agents that to this day keep things on. I have one on my desk, and it's just for show. Keep things on this, right? Um, I have a yellow pad too, but this is simply for the notes that come through my head. I
Yeah.
have I have a system
Yeah.
that interacts with people online so that I don't have to be online all day.
Yes.
It uses triggers, it uses automations, it uses workflows. What would be a couple of those systems that your clients would use?
Yeah, so I use something called Funnel Gorgeous, which is a white labeled version of a system, high level, which you use. And it's the same thing. It's an all in one. And I'm a big proponent of picking the software for where you want your business to go and not where it is now. I got on FG funnels way back when I started my business 6 years ago. And it's interesting now because 5 years, 6 years later, I'm seeing everybody scrambling, trying to get off of their like one off tech stacks that they bought to try to get into an all in one. And they're trying to move people, they're trying to move automations, and it's a nightmare.
Yes.
So I personally, like, while I love scrappiness and while I love, oh, I'm trying to save $1 here and there, the way that these platforms are going with all the AI integrations, like, If you're running multiple platforms for email gathering, landing pages, automations, like, you're already gonna pay more than what you're gonna pay for, like, FG Funnel. So I pay, like, $129 a month, all in one. Does everything, has everything, it's got custom templates. They have the best support in my experience with all the white labeled versions. Um, and that's what I would recommend somebody use is FG funnels. You can use other things if you want to kind of piecemeal things together and make it cheaper. I just particularly don't love that strategy from a business owner standpoint. I think you're setting yourself up better for success by just buying the thing that's going to help you build.
Well, there's nothing more frustrating than having a Calendly account and then I've got one for email messaging, and then I've got to get another one for text messaging, and then I've got to have
Yeah. And
somebody
then
that
you have to get Zapier because you have
puts
to zap it all together.
right. It's all
And
got to
if
be
you're not
connected.
techie, it's hard for people to figure that out.
Then you're paying somebody. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and
So save the
it
money and just put it towards the platform.
and they've come such a long way just in the last 2 years because we started using high level for our students and for our business. And I mean, every month they come out with something new, or you say, "Hey, here's a problem. I don't like this." And then all of a sudden they come back and say, "Yeah, don't worry. We're working on it. Give us a couple months." The integration, the speed at which I've seen adoption of newer, especially the AI stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, it's mind blowing how fast it has gone, and it is only going faster. So,
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, they're eating up the entire space, in my
yeah,
opinion. Like platforms like Kajabi, which is like I work with a lot of people that have courses
right.
online. So like
Mhm.
I don't know how long much longer Kajabi's gonna last if I'm being honest. Because they keep skyrocketing their prices and they're offering like nothing that's worth what they're charging for it. I'm
Right.
like,
You could
okay,
do it.
well,
You could create a school account and do the same thing. I mean,
exactly. That's another one that's really great, and I think they're very niche in what they're doing, so, like, they have a great trajectory, but it's, like, high level when it comes to this stuff, it's incredible what they have in there.
oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we've built out specific to real estate. We've built out a ton of funnels for clients to just pop them in. So we got real estate agents that I believe, and I'll just pull away from the conversation real quick. I believe that the best business for a real estate agent is a warm referred business. And that is you have a set of past clients, you take really good care of them, you ask them to bring you their friends and their family. And whenever they hear somebody say real estate, they go, "Oh, you got to call Megan. She's handles everything. She's really good." Far and away, absolute best business. You're doing business with people that you've already vetted. They know you, like you, trust you. Um, I like to do
Well, and birds
business.
of a feather flock together because it's just gonna be
Correct.
more of your ideal clients, right? They're not
That's
gonna refer you to broke people because 'cause they're not friends with broke people.
exactly. So I had a friend that said, "I wanna do business with people I wanna do life with." And I thought, "That's genius right there." I mean, now that's the mix. There was an old book that said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life." So I love what I do because I'm around those are my clients. Now I've got 10 agents that help our buyers. They help our leads. That's who they take in. I'm trying to teach them the same thing. If you understand who your ideal client is, you can make sure that your messaging is going to them and not going to everyone, because you can be a jack of all trades in real estate, but your hair is going to be on fire. You're going to be chasing people that don't appreciate your boundaries, things like that. So, totally not worth it. But this system allows people to, and not just the system, but the paid ads allows agents to specifically put out things that their ideal client goes, "Oh, that's for me." I mean, you bought something online.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, and the first one you were like, "Oh, I didn't know this was a funnel. I thought they were
Right.
just." Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
it was a
weird.
webinar funnel, everything. I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "Bye," you know? But I was, like, super green at the time. I didn't realize all the countdown timers. I was like, now I'm a more sophisticated buyer. But
What do you mean
yes,
countdown
like
timers?
but I still buy from those funnels. Like, I'm more
I
sophisticated, but I don't
I do
care.
too.
Like, if you have my solution, I'll buy it. Whatever.
I'll tell you what I'm a sucker for right now is the retreats. I'm a sucker
Mm,
for a 2-day retreat. Come into the
yeah.
thing and we're just gonna dig deep into this subject, and you're gonna leave with so many notes, but you're gonna have a good time
Yeah.
too. And you're gonna
Yep.
meet a lot of people that oh yeah, I love it. So I'm seeing more and more, and in our space, in the real estate space, I'm seeing a ton of they're calling themselves infopreneurs. And I thought that was a neat a neat little word, but what they're doing is they're simply giving out value of like I've been selling real estate for 20 years. So I have a ton of stories. I have a ton of transactions. I've been through negotiations of thousands of homes. And just coming out and saying, "Hey, the average person that is going to buy a house may not know this, but let me show you a story." And they go, "Oh yeah." Um, that space, if I were to put a dollar figure on it, has replaced a lot of these real estate agents' income to where they're not selling houses anymore. What they're doing is they're amassing followers, and then they're simply influencing those followers either to a brokerage where they may receive some type of, and this is the other thing we
Mhm.
haven't talked about, is within this space, there is a lot of money that's going back and forth for, hey, you should click my link to go get the thing, and then
Mhm.
I get paid on the back end because
Yeah, it's affiliate marketing.
I love it. I
Mhm.
love it, which is all available. Um,
Oh, yeah. There's
so are
never been
you
a better time to make money and do whatever.
That's it. That's it. I mean, the old constraints of I'm in this industry and the cap is or the ceiling is about here. I'm just telling people just get rid of that.
Mhm.
Figure out what it is you wanna do, and
Yeah.
if you have a high level, account, you can create any business. And if you've got a little bit of capital, I've got a friend that came to me yesterday and said, "Hey, I wanna start this business, and this is," and he had a slide deck. This guy's never been an entrepreneur, he's always been an employee, but he lost his job a few months ago, found himself in a space with very specific knowledge in this field, went out and found a company that supplied something to that field that nobody else has in my area. And he said, "There's opportunity. This is what it did the business plan, showed me the slide deck. He's got his whole presentation, and he's looking for investors."
Mhm.
I was at a real estate trade show basically last week for 3 days, and I got hit up 4 times by entrepreneurs that are looking for initial investors for AI companies. And
Mhm.
I'm sitting here thinking, do you guys know how many of you are starting AI
Mhm.
companies? Like, it's if you ever wanted to be an entrepreneur in the United States of America, now would be the time to do it.
Big
And
time.
it takes balls to do it though.
Oh, yeah.
That's so do you do financials? Are you doing 401 rollovers anymore, or is this your business?
No, this is my business.
Okay.
So I let all my licenses lapse, and just kind of close the door on that industry. So I serve, I work with financial professionals and help them with like marketing and advertising, that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Perfect.
But I don't like to be chained, That's part of the reason why I had so many issues with that industry was like, you can't do this, and I was like, nah. So I was like, I'm just out. Like I need to be rogue and be able to like kind of do my own stuff. And I'm very unemployable. I don't like people telling me anything what I can and can't do. So,
Guilty.
I decided to let my licenses lapse and love the industry from afar and support my friends that are in it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. How would somebody get a hold of you if they said, Facebook ads sounds like, or when you said the words tech stack, they went, huh? What are you talking
Oh yeah.
about? What's the easiest way for them to get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I hang out on Instagram a lot. So Chime House Media, ChimeHouse Media. And then our website is chimehousemedia.com. So you can find all of our information there. Email me directly. It's just Megan Shields at chimehousemedia.com. I'm around, so always feel free to reach out.
I love it. I love it. So listen, if you're listening to this podcast and you have a business and you're intimidated by a tech stack, but you want to engage in Facebook marketing, the idea of automation rings a bell to you, and you're interested, you want some more information, reach out to Megan. She can take care of you. All right. Well, thank you very much, Megan. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.